Alright, so Marvel has announced another Star Wars miniseries, and it is going to be focusing around Mace Windu. Yep, we're finally getting a comic about a fan-favorite Jedi, and I'm at one half I'm really excited because, yeah, we're finally doing stuff with, we're doing more prequel-era stuff, even though Disney has been kind of very tiptoey around the prequel-era stuff, because that was kind of their addendum, is that they didn't want to do a lot of prequel stuff, and because they knew a lot of fans were not happy with them. But yeah, there's some good things in the prequels, namely the EU stuff. Namely, the prequels were not, the prequel trilogy was not a great trilogy. Let's be honest, let's be honest. But, however, it did expand Star Wars and gave us new characters to really focus on. One of those being Mace Windu. Now, the big thing with Mace Windu is that while Samuel L. Jackson's performance in that film is not, shall we say, his best viewing of his, of his acting skills, but then again, George Lucas just can't direct, can he? He can't. So, yeah, that was kind of the thing, is that I don't fault Samuel L. Jackson for that, and I actually would like to see him do more stuff in Star Wars, and to see the character do more stuff in canon now is really cool. But having said that, I do have some concerns. Now, here's the big thing. The major thing right here is that this comic is really got to do something that the EU really did well. And here's the big thing. Are they going to focus on the Shatterpoint? Mace Windu's Shatterpoint. It was basically, Shatterpoint's really hard to explain, but what it was, on a whole, was that it kind of gave Mace a kind of like pseudo-clairvoyance to determine certain events and figure out the weak point within them. So it gave him like a certain clarity in certain points in the war. And it made him a valuable asset to the Jedi Order. And he was one of the few Jedi who could master this. The other big thing is that they really get into in the Star Wars universe is why it goes a little deeper into why Mace has a purple lightsaber. It shows that he walks the path of both light and dark. And yeah, he's the only Jedi to really control, falling from the dark side. And his lightsaber style, Vapad, he's the only one out, Sora Bulk, but yeah, Sora Bulk fell to the dark side still. So Mace was the only person to master Vapad, which was a Sith style, and he was also the only Jedi to really control that kind of light and darkness, hence why he was able to go toe-to-toe with Palpatine in the duel in Revenge of the Sith. And the other point was, like I said, the Shatterpoint. And I know, if I recall right, they didn't mention the Shatterpoint ability at all during Clone Wars, and they haven't really brought it up since. So now I'm kind of worried that they won't even make it a thing in that, in this comic. And this is the first time we've had anything with Mace Windu since the new Disney EU started. So I'm kind of a little concerned that they won't use the Shatterpoint stuff, because that's really cool. Hence the Star Wars novel Mace Windu Shatterpoint, which is actually, if you really didn't care much for Mace Windu in the movies, go read that novel, and then, you'll understand why he has a following. That character has a following. Anyway, so in here, in this comic, the creative team is completely unknown to me. It's Matthew Owen, I think his name is, and I've never heard of the artist's name. What's also interesting is that they've said that this is going to be it's not going to be called Star Wars Mace Windu. It's going to be called Star Wars Tales of the Jedi Mace Windu. So that gives me a hint that maybe if this miniseries does well, we can get other Jedi-centric comics, like we could get one with Kit Fisto or Ki-Adi-Mundi. There's a lot of Jedi, and especially Shakti. I think it would be great to have Shakti get a comic to herself. That'd be really cool. So, assuming, again, this is all assumption right here for me. This is just total assumption. But yeah, if that means we're getting a new, mini-series centered around Jedi, that would be really cool, and starting with Mace Windu. That's a really cool idea. Again, this is just me speculating. But yeah, I'm just kind of hoping this miniseries does well. I'm hoping they bring up the Shatterpoint stuff. I have a feeling they won't, but I'd really like them to. I just really want a good Mace Windu story. That's all I want. I think that's fair. Just a good Mace Windu story. What's also interesting is that this is going to be set. I think they said it's going to be set before Phantom Menace, which is kind of odd of seeing in this picture right here of Mace fighting all these battle droids. So, I don't know what the story is there. But I could have read that wrong. It could have been, like, set during the Clone Wars. So, yeah, that could have been it, that I just misread it. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the Mace Windu, upcoming Mace Windu miniseries? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? And if this becomes like a trend, what other Jedi would you like to see get miniseries? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.